till 1:45, right? 1:45. So let's sing little bit Jai Radha Madhava. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Hare Krishna, everyone. Now everybody can hear? Okay, good. So today we are doing Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4 and verse 39. Shraddhava labhate jnanam tatparah Shraddhava labhate jnanam tatpara samyatandriya jnanam labhatva param santim achirenadhigacchati. So here it is said Shraddhavan means a faithful man, labhate achieves, jnanam knowledge, tatparah that is very much attached to it, samyate controlled, Indriyaha, senses. Jnanam, knowledge. Having achieved. Param, param means transcendental. Satyam, peace. Shantim, peace. Achirena, very soon. And Adigachati means attains. So it is said here, let's read the translation. A faithful man who is dedicated to the transcendental knowledge and who subdues his senses is eligible to achieve such knowledge. And having achieved it, he quickly attains the supreme spiritual peace. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Such knowledge in Krishna consciousness can be achieved by a faithful person who believes firmly in Krishna. One is called a faithful man who thinks that simply by acting in Krishna consciousness, he can attain the highest perfection. The faith is attained by discharge of devotional service and by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, which cleanses one's heart of all material dirt. Over and above this, one should control the senses. A person who is faithful to Krishna and who controls his senses can easily attain perfection in knowledge of Krishna consciousness without delay. Om Agyantimirandasya Gyananjana Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. I had fallen in the darkness of ignorance. My spiritual master opened my eyes with torchlight of knowledge. Jayam Vishnupad Paramhamsa Parivacharacharya Stota Satshrimad Jayapatatam Swami Tinamine Namacharya Padayani Takripa Padayane Gaurakatha Damadaya Nagar Gramatarine Jayam Vishnupad Paramhamsa Parivacharacharya Stota Satshrimad Bhakti Vedanta Swami Tinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Oh, I finished, sorry. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Thank you all for coming here. So this is a very important shlok, and it's so good here. Krishna is explaining in this verse here. He's saying Shraddhavan. Shraddhavan means what? Faithful. Shraddha. What is Shraddha? Shraddha means a person who has a strong faith. Faith in Krishna, what Krishna is saying. And that is also staunch. That means nothing else but Krishna. That is the faith. Labhate means achieves, or he gets something. And then transcendental knowledge. So this is a very big, nice, peaceful formula. So what is it saying? Achieves, labhate, gets. And then gets what? Transcendental knowledge. That knowledge that Krishna is everywhere, right? We have to see Krishna in everything, living, non-living. If we see a beautiful scenery, or if we go and see somewhere beautiful, we say, oh my God, I just remember Krishna. What a beauty Krishna has created. So anything we see, whether it is beautiful, we see a beautiful mountain, just have to remember Krishna. Anything, then it could be a water also. I remember one devotee came to my house and we offered her water, and that's how I was attracted to Krishna consciousness, because we for namesake were Brajavasi when we were living in Pune. But my neighbor, she was Radhanath Maharaj disciple, and she used to keep satsang in her house. So every time she would come to each and everybody per house and knock on the door and please come on Sunday for the satsang. And when she would come, when she came to our house, we offered her first, in India, when anybody comes, we offer tea. We offered her tea. She's like, no, I don't take tea. So that was like a first very big impression on us. She doesn't drink tea. Oh, okay. Then we said, okay, we will give you. She said, I just don't want anything. Just give me a cup of water. And then she took that cup of water and she just closed her eyes and offered and then drank. That was a big impression on me, like just giving water she's offering. So even water we can offer, whatever is given we have to offer. And we have to see Krishna in everywhere, whether it is book or anything. So this is what seeing Krishna everywhere. Then Prabhupada says that there are three ways of us going back to Krishna. First is what? Chanting. Very important, chanting. Second one is control of senses. And the third one is serving Krishna and his devotees. So service. Okay, so the first is chanting, second one is controlling the senses, and third one is serving. Okay, so then here also Krishna is saying tat paraha. What does tat paraha means? Fixed on this path. So one has to be fixed on this path. Means when you choose this path, you have to be very fixed. So now there are three things said in this verse. First one is what? Chanting, but faithfully. What is it to say? Shraddhavan. Shraddha means first one is faith. That is the meaning. Shraddha means faith. So unflinching faith. Second one is what? Controlling the senses. And the third one is what? Seeing Krishna everywhere. So then what we get? After doing that, he says, attain peace. Peace means internal, attaining bliss. Happiness, bliss. Everybody wants happiness. So three things one has to do: faith, controlling senses, and seeing Krishna everywhere. So these three things are very importantly explained here by Krishna. And then he says one will attain bliss or will attain peace. Peace means what? We have to get bliss, right? We have to get happiness. So these three things have to be done in order. It's not easy. That is why Krishna here is explaining. He's not giving, he's giving singular, like if one attains one, he's not saying everyone. Why? Because it's very, very difficult task. That's why here it is not singular. It is singular, not plural, because one can attain. It is said in Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is given like triangle of Brahma's creation. On that triangle, we all see a triangle, right? In that triangle, the base is all moving and non-moving, and that is the base, okay, of the triangle of Brahma's creation. Above that is animals, and then above that, on the top, the tip, very tip, is humans. Okay, everything else, the base is filled with aquatic, moving. First one is moving, non-moving. On the top of it, aquatic, then the animals, and then all these different species, and on the top is human, which is very small fraction. Out of that, it is said 50% are not what do you call, not sophisticated, living in places where not many people can reach. There, some of them are like people who are not what do you call, advanced. Adivasis. We know when we go to certain village islands, there people haven't even discovered those islands. So those are the 50%, and remaining from that 50% is people who give lip service. They know God is there, but they don't perform. So it's like so many after that, and after so many this thing, you can find one devotee, which is very, very, very rare. It's a rare phenomenon. Why? And that's why Krishna says we have to control our senses and deviate them in one direction. One direction means towards Krishna, in one direction, and that is all our senses should be in the service of Krishna. Huh? So we see an experiment. Supposing if we dig, we want to dig a well, huh, to get water. Supposing we dig small wells everywhere, small, there's no possibility of getting water. But if that same energy is put in one place and dig deep hole, we will we have chance of getting water. We will get water, right? So if digging small things, we won't. But at one place, if we dig deep, we will get water. Same way, if all our senses, if we put in one direction, that is in serving of Krishna, then we will achieve Krishna. Why? Because Krishna is saying here that one can achieve it if you are following my path, right? Now, also in scriptures, there are so many examples given of great devotees who have achieved Krishna by following the path of Krishna. Whatever Krishna is telling. We have the example of Prahlad Maharaj, right? We have the example of Dhruva Maharaj, especially Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj had such a staunch faith. That is why he was able to go to Krishna, or he was able to get darshan of Krishna. So also, like I have told so many stories before of great devotees who have achieved the path by following whatever Krishna says and whatever Guru says. It's very important. One, how we are faithful, because we listen to somebody. When we listen to our Guru, so then we can follow whatever he is telling. So for today, I have a very beautiful story of Namadev Maharaj. How many of you have heard about Namadev Maharaj? Yes. So Namadev Maharaj, at least two people know. So Namadev Maharaj is a great devotee from Maharashtra. So it is said that Namadev Maharaj, when he's born, he's a fruit of his mother name is Gonai Ma, and she was great devotee of Krishna. And Krishna, and as a blessing, and in we all have heard, there is Pandharpur and there is a deity of Vitthal. So she was a great devotee of Vitthal, and Namadev was the blessing from Krishna. Okay, so Namadev was living with his mother, and the mother used to offer, and and there was Nanaji. How many of you know Nanaji? Nanaji is mother's father, right? So in the house, Nanaji used to do seva, and mother used to cook and give the offerings to Nanaji, and Nanaji would offer. So this went on long time, and then little Namadev, he always used to say, Nanaji, I want to serve Krishna. Nanaji said, no, you have to get little bigger, then you can serve. So he was looking for the opportunity when I get bigger. So every time he would go stand next to the wall and say, am I big? Am I big enough to do the service of Krishna? And Nanaji said, no, you're too young. You know how kids, they always want whatever parents are doing, they want to follow, right? So he constantly kept on asking. So Nanaji said, look, Namadev was born in a family of tailor. So he used to stitch clothes. They used to print clothes and sell it to another city. So Nanaji said, when I go to another city, when I will be going there, you will have an opportunity to serve the deities. So he's like, every day would ask, Nanaji, when are you going? When are you going? He said, Nama, when you are ready, I will go. Right now, there is nobody. So whenever he would go, Namadev's mother used to serve the deities. So he says, now I am going to serve the deities. Now I am going to serve the deities. So from the childhood, his main attraction was service to Krishna. So always he wanted to serve, but he was not qualified till that time. So he always used to show Nanaji, look, I have done this. Look, I have done this. Am I qualified? Am I qualified? One day Nanaji says, okay, beta, you are qualified. Within few days, I will go and then you take over service. But remember, I will be gone for 3 days. When I come back after 3 days, I have to see. I'm going to ask Krishna how you served him. If you served him right, then you will get the service. If you didn't serve him right, your service will be taken away. So he says, wow. So he starts practicing, and then he never used to go out to play. And then his mother would ask, Nama, why are you not going to play? No. I don't like to play. I just love to do service. Huh? And he was practicing. All his friends would come outside and say, hey, Nama, why are you not coming to play with us? No. I'm going to have a big service of serving Krishna. So now you have to call me Nama Pujari, okay? Don't call me Nama. 5-year-old, okay? Call me Nama Pujari. And they all would say, Nama, can you teach us? Oh, yes, sure. Let me first have that service. Then I will teach you all. And then he waited. Every day in the evening, he would say, Nanaji, are you going? He said, beta, wait. This time, when the time will come, I will tell you. So one day, Nana says, tomorrow, I am going, okay? You have to take care of the deities. So Nama wakes up early in the morning, 2 a.m. He takes shower, does everything, like everything spick and span. And Nana, you ready? You ready to go? So Nanaji says, yes, I am leaving and I will be back 3 days. So, and then he explains Namdev what all things to be done. Morning, Krishna takes breakfast, milk. So milk has to be warmed up so much. In India, what we make is warmed, what do we call that? Milk? Rabdi. Yes, see, Mataji got it. Not even warm. I'm even telling warm. It's not supposed to be warm. It's supposed to be boiled and boiled and boiled. 1 cup, 4 cups made into 1 cup. But thank you, Mataji. So that was supposed to be offered for breakfast. And then he gives the list what Krishna eats, and he leaves. Now Namadev gets up in the morning. Mother gets everything ready, and then she brings it to Namadev, and Namadev takes it and goes to Krishna. And he says, "Here, Krishna." He does all the rituals and everything, and he says, "Krishna, take it, drink it, okay?" And then he sits there, rings the bell 3 times. Krishna doesn't come. What happened? Maybe I didn't do it right. He says, Krishna, what happened? Why are you not coming? Maybe he didn't hear the bell properly. He rings loudly. Still Krishna doesn't come. He says, maybe I did something wrong. Krishna, what did I do wrong? Nothing happens. The whole day Nama sits in front of Krishna, but Krishna doesn't drink. Now, poor Nama. He didn't know that Krishna drinks by eyes, And then he didn't know. All he knew is Krishna drinks. So he sits there and he waits. And then his mother is asking, what is going on, Nama? The lunch time has come, the lunch prasad. Oh, okay, give me, mom. That also he puts there. Krishna has not come. And now, remember, 5-year-old child. What he knows, if I tell my mother that Krishna didn't drink, what will happen? Mother will tell my grandpa, and then I will not get the service. So he hides everything. He says, maybe Krishna is upset, maybe I made some mistake. He goes again, takes shower, makes by himself the milk, okay, and brings it back again. Still Krishna doesn't take. Whole day, he's sitting there only. He's not coming out. Mother is asking, what is going on? Namadev. No, nothing, mother, nothing. I'm just tired. He just sits there whole day. One day gone. You think Krishna is so easy to achieve? One day gone. Second day gone. Now third day, who is going to come back? Nana is going to come back. So he goes, he says, Krishna, if you don't eat, he starts crying. Not only that, one more thing. He doesn't eat also. 2 days. Now little child, 5 years old. He's not eaten 2 days. Sitting there and crying. The third day, he says, Krishna, if you don't eat, you know what? I will not get service. And if I don't get service, what is the point of me leaving? You know what? If you don't want to eat, then guess what I'm going to do? I am going to leave my body here. So still Krishna doesn't come. He says, oh. He brings knife from the kitchen. and keeps it over there. And he says, Krishna, are you going to drink? Krishna comes right there, takes that whole pot from 3 days, start drinking. And then Namadev holds his hand and says, Krishna, I understand you are hungry from 3 days, but I am also hungry from 3 days. Can you leave little bit for me? So Krishna says, oh, yes. Then Krishna feeds him the milk. So Namadev's devotion as a child, see, Krishna is very, very much influenced by humbleness and your faith. Faith is so important. Here it is says Shraddhavan, faith. How much faith you have. We have said so many stories about Krishna's reciprocation with his devotees. Depending on the faith, Krishna reciprocates. Krishna reciprocates. Now this little child, he's not a child from nowadays who sees on the internet and knows everything, that Krishna doesn't eat, Krishna eats by his eyes and all. He didn't know all these things. He thought that whenever Krishna comes, when Nanaji is telling that Krishna is eating. So Krishna, you have to eat. When Krishna drank that milk, then he drank. And then, so it is said that Namadev got 72 times darshan of Vitthal. 72 times. Okay. So then it is said that Namadev, 5-year-old child, 5-year-old. And then Krishna, what then become? Krishna became friend with him. Now 3 days, on the 3rd day, Krishna said, look, Namdev says, look, now I'm going to be the pujari and I'm going to serve you. So you better come and eat every single day from me. And Vitthal says, okay, fine. Okay, so this is done. Now when the Nanaji comes, you know how kids are, they're very excited. He goes and I did the service the best, and then Nanaji said, what happened? And then says, your Krishna is so naughty, First day he didn't drink, second day he didn't drink. 3rd day I brought the knife and then he hold the knife and he says, no, I'll drink. So now Namdev's grandfather thinks, it must be a child, must have just eaten it, or maybe he's telling lie. He says, Namadev, can you show me? Your Krishna drinks. Can I see too? And he says, oh yeah, sure, why not? So now Nana sits. Nana said, why don't you ask first? Ask Krishna if he'll give me darshan. So Namadev, next day when Krishna comes, Namadev is offering, right? And when Krishna comes, they sit and drink together. And then Namadev says, my Nanaji want to see you. So Krishna says, between you two is good. When Nanaji came in between, our friendship was amongst both of us, not Nana. I didn't tell you that I'm going to give darshan to Nana. He says, Arey, what is this? If my Nana didn't give me service, how would I get your service? No, you have to give darshan to Nana. Now, because, Krishna is Bhakta Vatsal. He listens. So, when we hold the feet of devotee, we can get Krishna very easily. Nanaji was not able to see Krishna. Remember, he was serving so much, but he never. And then, even when the little Namadev told Nanaji, what did he thought? I think he's lying. So the faith is not there. So then, when he says, can you give darshan to my Nanaji? What does Krishna says? Business is between us. I didn't say that I'm going to give darshan. But then he says, no. My service will be taken away, right? So you have to give darshan to Nana. And then he says, Krishna is quiet. So then Namadev gets upset at Krishna. He says, if you're not going, I'm not going to play with you. I'm not going to feed you, blah, blah, blah. You know how, devotees. So he starts doing nakra. He starts running out. So then Krishna holds him. He says, I can tell you that, Nanaji don't have to feed me. He can sit somewhere and he can watch and I'll give darshan. So this is the way, because of Namadev, his Nana gets darshan. And it is said that Namadevji's Nana, when he gets the darshan, he just tells Krishna, just take me. I am done because I am so papi, I couldn't even get your darshan. Please take me in your Leela. And then Krishna, and then this is how Namadev was such a staunch devotee from 5 years old. Okay. As time passed, he got older. He got married when he was 11 years old. In those early ages, kids used to get married very early. So then it is said that one day Namadev, he was okay. So one day Namadev was in the see, all the devotees used to come. Now Namadev got famous because Krishna used to drink. So all great devotees and sadhus used to come to take darshan of Namadev. Then there was another great devotee of Krishna. His name was Gora Kumbhar. Huh? So Namadev always used to go to his house and do the service, and So then there was a big association of all the great Vaishnavas in Gora Kumbhar's house. I'll tell that story some another day. It's a great story. So there was a big association, and there Nyaneshwar, Sopandev, Muktabai, everybody, all great devotees were in that assembly. And Gora Kumbhar, he is a pot maker. See, everybody in this during that time, those devotees, they were from lower caste. So this is tailor, then Kumbhar, who was making pot. So the potters, we all know, the potters, they have a stick. When the pot is ready or not ready, they hit and see if the pot is ready. So what happens is, in this assembly, they all are sitting, and all of a sudden, Nyaneshwar's little sister Muktabai, she sees a stick up there, and she says, Gora Chacha. So Gora Kumbhar used to be called as Gora Chacha. See, in India, we are known from childhood to make relationship with everybody. Our neighbor, auntie, uncle, it will be Chacha, Chachi, auntie, uncle, some or the other. We always make relationship. So also it's very important to make relationship with Krishna. Okay. So Chacha, Gora Chacha, what is that stick? He says that is the stick which we check if the pot is ready or not, kacha or pakka. It is baked, fully baked or half baked. So she says, oh Chacha, now there are so many devotees around here. Why don't you try, hit everybody's head and see who is how much baked? So Gora Chacha says, I don't want to do. Why don't you do it? Because Muktabai is a great devotee of Krishna. And she is also great Nyaneshwar, Sopandev, Muktabai. So he says, Mukta, you only try this. I don't want, because these are great Mahatmas over here. Great Mahatmas. I don't want to do that. So she takes that stick and she hits everybody's head. So nobody says anything. Everybody's like, as soon as she hits Namadev's head, 11-year-old, he's like, what are you doing? You hitting it? Kacha ghada. She tells Nyaneshwar, this is the kacha ghada, half baked, because I hit there are so many great devotees sitting here, great saints. Nobody said anything, but Namadev said, so he is not fully baked yet. So now Namadev, this hurts him. Namadev is such a great devotee. He just couldn't take it. He understood he has to listen, but remember his age. Okay, he's not very old. He's young. Okay, and all these great devotees, so he says, for him, every complaint was nobody else but who? Krishna. He would run to Vittal. He ran to Vittal and he says, Vittal. He was little upset first. So Krishna looked at him, Nama, what happened today? And he says, Krishna, this little Muktabai, she called me in the assembly of all great Vaishnavas. She said, I am half-baked pot. Yes, I understand. We all are pots of you, Krishna. And I am a half-baked pot. Is that true, Krishna? Now what Krishna is going to say? Krishna looks at him and he says, yes, it's true. What? You are also from their side? He says, you know what? You are great, but you haven't made Guru yet. Why do I need Guru? You are my Guru. He says, no, even I took shelter of a Guru. So you have to take a shelter of Guru. You have to find the Guru. Where am I going to find? So he says, okay, you sleep, you go home today, you sleep, tomorrow you wake up early in the morning and start walking wherever who you see, first person, you make him your Guru. So he says, okay. So Namdev leaves. I just have to know the name of the guru, okay? So Namdev leaves early in the morning. He sleeps. Early in the morning, he wakes up. And Krishna says, where you going to find? He gives him the area and location and everything. So he wakes up and he goes there. And then when he's going, he says, okay, before I meet my guru, I want to go to a temple where I can take little rest, get little freshen up, and then I go and see my guru. Okay. So he goes in this temple, and it is whatever temple he finds on the way. So it's a Shiva temple. Okay. So he goes there, and as soon as he enters, he see one man lying on the floor with his legs on the shivling. He says, what a weird person. My God. He wakes him up. He says, hey, do you know you're committing an offense? And he says, what offense am I committing? He says, you have put your feet on the shivling. He says, I am so sorry. I'm so sick. I have no energy. Can you please move my feet and put it wherever you don't see shivling? He says, okay. He picks up the feet and he moves and he puts it on the side. Another shivling appears. He moves it all over in the whole temple. A ling appears everywhere. Then he says, oh, my mistake. He holds his leg. Who are you? Then he says, I am Vishobha. I am Vishobha. And then he gives him jnana. He tells him, you have to see Krishna everywhere. In every being, no matter where you, whosoever, whether it is dog, elephant, anything, you have to see Krishna in everybody. Krishna is everywhere. And then he gives him knowledge, and then he diksha, he gets initiated. So this is Vishoma. Then he gets initiated. Then he goes back in the assembly, and then everybody says, now he's become pakka. Why? Because he got guru. Then, now here, Gyaneshwar, he says, my dear Namadev, I am going for preaching. See, olden times, all these great saints, they used to walk, and in between, whosoever they meet, they would preach. And what happened is, when they were so famous, people, once they start chanting, when great devotee who has full faith, when they start chanting, people just come. That time there was no computer, no invitation required. People would just come. Why? Because word in India, words spread by more than a fire. It spread so fast. So, people would just come. Then, Namadev, Gyaneshwar also great devotee. Gyaneshwar is the one, but Gyan Marg, Gyan. Jnaneshwari, he wrote Jnaneshwari, Tika on Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. So, Jnaneshwar was great personality. So, he told Namadev, I am going for preaching and you have to come with me. So, Namadev said, I don't go leaving Vitthal. You have to take permission of Vitthal, then I will go with you. So he says, okay, fine. So Jnaneshwar goes to Vithal's temple and says, can I please take Nama with me? So Krishna says, sure, you can take, but take care of him. You have to take care of him. He's my great devotee, so you have to take care of him. So Jnaneshwar says, fine. And then they'll start, and then he tells Namadev that we are going to go. So Namadev says, yes, we will. So during that time, there was Sikandar Lodi's rule in Delhi. So why they were going? Because so many people were getting converted by force. So much conversion was going on. So that is why Namadev and Jnaneshwar went and would preach everywhere. So those who are converted, they also had this thing, right to come back. Those times, they were not allowed. Once you become, once you get converted, nobody will give their daughter to their house, and so much. So Namadev and Jnaneshwar, they would go in small towns, big towns, no matter where, and they would preach, and then come everybody. It's no conversion, it's Sanatan Dharma. Chant the name of Krishna and be happy. That's what they were doing. It's called Varkari Prapantha. Varkari means they would walk and walk and walk. Now also millions and millions, they go all the way from, they collect Ganga water and go all the way to Pandharpur. And they walk. So from that time, that walking thing is there, and it's still there in Maharashtra. They all walk, and all roads are closed. Millions and millions people will walk together. They chant Ram, Krishna, Hari, Jai Jai, Vitthal, Barukumai, and they will chant Yaneshwara, Namadev, Tukaram, and they will go chanting constantly. So these people also went chanting, right? So then what happened is, one day when they went to Delhi. So whenever they would go, a lot of people would assemble. So now what happened is, this Sikandar, he thought this big force is coming to attack him. He didn't realize that these are devotees. So he told his ministers, he says, this big group, and what are they doing? So his minister said, this is a great devotee, great devotee. He's very mysterious, huh? He's mystical yogis, huh? They are converting everyone back to Krishna. They are preaching Sanatan Dharma. So he says, catch them and bring them here. So this is, no, these are very pious people, you don't want to deal with them like this. So he says, okay, why don't you just bring them, and then so the ministers go to Jnaneshwar. Jnaneshwar says, one of my god brother one of my disciple will take care of it. So he sends Namdev, you go take care of this Sikandar Lodi. It was very cruel, very cruel. So now Namadev goes, and he says, yes, what is the service for me? So he says, we have heard that you are very mystic yogi. Show us your mystic powers. He says, I'm not a street performer. I'm not any mystic. All I do is take the name of the Lord, and Lord does whatever. I don't do anything. It's just the name. I am the servant of my Krishna, my Vitthal, and I don't perform any mystic or magic. Where I don't do this kind of a thing. And he gets up and starts to leave. So ministers for Sikandar Lodi, he is not, you cannot make him do things like that. You have to find another way. So now he says, he orders, he says, go get a cow and kill her in front of him. Okay, this is such an abominable thing, but we can't even say. But this is what he did. He killed the cow in front of Namadev and said, make her alive. Namadev closes his eyes and he says, what have you done? This is mother. We take milk from her. This is our mother. How can you do something like that? Then he prays to Vitthal. He says, Vithala, he says, I don't know if that was the fortune of the cow. Was she supposed to die like this? Krishna, was that the karma of cow? No. Krishna, take care of her, please. And he writes the Abhanga. These Abhangas are written in Bhaktamal. They are written in Guru Granth Sahib. All Namadev's Abhanga. So he says, Krishna, Vithala, take care. If that cow's karma was ended, you take my life and give my life to her. But please give her the life. And all of a sudden, that cow, just from his bhajan and abhang, gets up. Now Sikandar Lodi realizes, a dead cow. He holds his feet and he says, I committed big offense. I want to give you a gift. Now, Namdev said, I don't need any gift. I am very happy. For me, I didn't do anything. It's the name of Krishna which brought life into the cow. I don't want. He says, no. I want to give you a gift. I want to give you a gift. Not for you. So then his minister says, if you give it to him, he's not going to take because it's your money. But if you give it to his Bhagwan, to Vitthal, then he will take it. So what he does is he makes a beautiful palang bed for Krishna, for deity Vitthal, made up of gold, so much gold, and he put diamonds and he put, you name it, in that bed, and a big bed for Vitthal size. And he says, this is a gift for you. So now they start. And then what he does is he sends 15 soldiers with him. Why? Because expensive. So the soldiers have to guard him till he goes to Pandharpur. This is in Delhi. Delhi to Pandharpur, very far away. So 5 soldiers are given. Now Namdev is going uh, with the bed, and the soldiers. He says, "Why are you following me?" He says, "Take care of the bed." And they says, "Oh my God, now I have to deal with these guys." He says, "Why?" He says, "It's so expensive. Somebody will steal from you. You are going through the forest, and olden times there were dense forests." So he says, "This is of no use, because if I am gonna go and guard this, and I don't want to deal with this nonsense." So what he does is he takes that palang and throws it in Gangaji. So when he throws it, I believe it is Yamuna. Whatever my mistake, please forgive me. Okay. So he throws it in the river. So when he throws, now the Sipahi has no job. So they go back to Sikandar. So the Sikandar asks, "What happened?" He says, "What, you're crazy? You gave such an expensive thing to that crazy guy. He threw it in the water." Ooh, that was a big mistake. He said, "Oh my God, I'm going to teach him a lesson." So everybody tells him, "Remember, he's a Siddha yogi. You cannot do anything to him. So you have to be humble." So he realizes, "Oh, okay, no problem." So he goes to Sikandar Lodi, goes to Namadev, and he says, "Namadev, my Begum, my wife, she wants like that, palang like that, exactly like that, but I don't remember, and none of my karigars remember. So can you please show me that palang?" Namadev says, "I threw it in the water, in the river." He says, "I really want that palang." Now this is, "Because I have given that palang in the service of Krishna. You told me, right? I have to give it in the service of Krishna. So I give it in the service. Yamuna ji is does the service to Krishna. So she's taking care." No. I really want that palang." So now okay, fine. If it is in Yamuna ji, I throw it in Yamuna ji. Goes in the Yamuna, takes a dip, and goes in the water. And as soon as he goes in the water and he prays, there is a line of that palangs of that bed, way richer than what he had given. Line of these beds on the shore. And then he comes and he says, "Sikandar Lodi, choose your bed, whichever you had made it for me. Okay, choose it and take it." So the name has so much power that he was able to make not one but thousands of bed, way better than the one he gave. Now this Sikandar Modi got so nervous. Sikandar Lodi. He got sorry, not Modi. Okay. He got so nervous that he's like, "Oh my God, this is something else." He says, "Please take it." He says, "I don't want this now. You have asked for it, you take it. I am not taking it, because for we are Babajis, we don't need all this expensive stuff. You take it." Doesn't accept, because when there is not a faith, Krishna says, "I don't accept it." So Krishna doesn't accept, I don't accept. Take it back. So this is how it is said that Namadev went on preaching. He stayed 20 years in Punjab. And that's why we have all this in Guru Granth Sahib, great poems. He was a great poet. Remember, I had told a story of Janabai. Janabai was servant with in the house of Namadev. Became such a great devotee. Namadev had 4 children. So Namadev is a grahastha. He's a grahastha. He had a wife and had 4 children. All of his children were great devotee. Not only his children, but even the maid servant was such a great devotee that she would sing, and she would do the, dalan in India. They do on the grinder, motor grinder, they grind the grains. And she used to sing the olis for Krishna and sing bhajans and create bhajans and sing. And Krishna would come and help her in her cooking, cleaning, everything. Krishna used to come. So she was such a great devotee. Just a servant was such a great devotee. And all her abhangas written, it is said, Namayachi Zani. Every abhanga she says, Namayachi Zani. She was very old lady, but from the childhood, when she was a little girl, her father kept her in Namadev's house, in Namadev's grandfather's house, right? So Nanaji's house. So from the childhood, she became a great devotee. Whosoever came in contact with Namadev became great devotee. Also, his younger daughter She was married and her in-laws were not so much. No, before that, it is said that when Namadev was preaching everywhere, one time he went to this temple. What is the name of this temple? It's called Naganatha Temple in Parbhani in Maharashtra. So while he was, remember, he was from low caste. So while traveling, preaching, he went to this, looking at the time. Okay, I have few minutes. Okay. So looking at the, so he went one time to Parbhani, where this big temple of Nath, what is it called? Nath, Anuda Naganath temple. Okay, very big, 7 feet tall, beautiful temple. Okay, of Naganath. So this temple was so beautiful. But so what Namdev used to do, wherever he is going, he wanted to take whatever temple comes, he would go and chant Vitthala's name and chanting loudly and satsang over there. So when he enters this temple, so what happens once he enters the temple, this he is from lower caste, so he's kicked out by the priest. They say you cannot come in here because you're low caste. So they push him out. So he starts singing in front of the temple. So when he's singing in front of the temple, lot of people start coming, and that temple used to have a lot of visitors. So the pandas get upset. They said, he is singing here, you go back, you go somewhere, you cannot even sing in front of, I want to take darshan. He says, no, not even in the front. So he says, okay, fine, I will go to the back of the temple. So he goes back to the temple and he starts chanting there. So it is said that that temple, that Naganath wanted to take darshan of the great devotee of Vitthal. So it is said that the whole temple moved. So usually temple face east, right? That temple, if you still go, Nandi is in the east, but the temple is facing the west because he was behind the temple. So the entire temple moved and it turned towards the devotee of Krishna. And it is said that those pandas who stopped him, they all fell, because imagine just the earthquake, what happens? If the temple is moving, what will happen to all the pandas? They all, one fell down, one broke his leg, and he said, oh my God, we committed big offense. Then they hold Namadev's feet and this is, please come, you can bring your entire family and all, and no matter how many, disciples you have, just bring them inside, because we are extremely sorry. So when we hold the feet of devotee, we can achieve Krishna faster than we going to Krishna straight. In Bhagavatam, we have seen, right, that Gajendra calls Krishna, the elephant Gajendra calls Krishna. When Krishna comes, first, who is delivered? Crocodile. Why? Because he's holding feet of Gajendra. So when we hold the feet of devotee, we can go to Krishna very fast. So what are the 3 things today we said was, first one is what? Shraddha, faith. What is the second thing? Control of senses. And what is the third thing? So there is a story about Namadev, that when he made a roti, he made a roti and he just went to get something, and a dog comes running and picks up the roti and runs. So Namadev, with a vati of ghee, runs after the dog. Wait, my Prabhu, wait, I have to put ghee, don't eat dry roti. So he saw Krishna in dog. And it is true. Krishna said, you recognize me even in the dog form? So this is, so seeing Krishna, and where he get this knowledge from? He got this knowledge from his Guru. Why? Because he showed him that Krishna is everywhere. You just have to learn and get this, that you have to see. This Charitra of Namdev is so big that even 3 days, 4 days we can talk. 72 times Krishna has given darshan. 72 times. Even to his children, to his daughter. It's such a great story. It's something like, since his daughter was married to where they were not devotees at all. Okay, they were not devotees, and they would not let any Namadev come or his brother come. So one day it seems Vitthal by himself changed his roop, changed his form, and become the older brother of Gopali. Gopali was the name of daughter of Namadev. and he became the brother and went on the horse to the in-laws of Namadev. And when he went there, the in-laws, they never used to let anybody come to their house. But what did Krishna do? He sent lot of gifts, big trunk filled with great gifts, gold, and then when they saw that, they're like, oh, you know what? Maybe we should send this daughter, because when she will come back with a bigger gift. So they let her go. And then it seems that she sat down on the behind on the horse, and the horse went so fast to say straight to Pantarpur. And it seems that when Krishna dropped her, he says, I'm going to leave the horse and then I'll come. And then when she comes home, everybody's surprised. Hare Gopali, how you are in the house? And she's like, oh my father, why are you asking me this question? You only sent brother to pick me up. Which brother? The older one. He calls the older one is sitting in the house. She says, who came to pick me up? So Krishna went, picked her up, brought her home. And then everybody, he says, let's go to Vittalji. So when they go to Vittal, he's wearing the same dress what the person on the horse was wearing. And she says, oh my Vittal, you called me. So then everybody, and then Namdev asks, why did you call her? He says, I was missing her dancing and chanting and singing, because she used to dance so beautifully in front of Krishna. So Krishna also misses his devotees. Not just we miss Krishna, but Krishna misses his devotees. So he says, I miss your beautiful dance. I want to see you chant and I want to see you dance. Please dance for me. After that, the Gopali never went back, because she said, my Krishna missed me. So why should I go where nobody cares for him? So she always used to go and dance. So these are the great devotees, and these are the stories of great devotees. I hope you understand, and I hope you can, understand from this and get this thing that it is so important. Whatever, if we listen what Krishna says, we can achieve him. Hare Krishna. Anybody have any questions or anything? If we have time.
Devotees, at this point, if you have any questions or any comments you would like to share, please feel free to do so.
Thank you very much for a nice story about the devotee. I have a question about, you mentioned about converting. What you're converted to what? Was there some other?
Oh, so that was the king over there, the Lodi was Muslim. So you know how during all the Muslim rulers, whenever they came, they would convert people at the sword at the, and once they are converted, get them married to. So it was forceful conversion, even if they didn't want to. Either you die, or the same thing he told him. If you cannot make the cow alive, you convert into Islam. So that time, the time was like that. So many people, this is the time when all these devotees, they were there, they were preaching. Remember, we have Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, where Qazi used to not let, so this is the time when, Islamic rulers have started coming in, and Sikandar Lodi was the one who was the ruler.
Thank you very much.
Any other questions, comments, or any reflections you want to share?
So this Namadev's Abhangas are written in Guru Grantha Sahib, okay, and they are written in Bhagavatam, and also there are a lot of books written about it. But the story what I told was from Bhaktamal, where they have the padas. It's also like a poem, and it tells from the padas what is happening. So all these stories are, a lot of people know, and this temple is